Hi, good afternoon once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before I introduce the wonderful people on the high table, and in fact the most patient people I've ever seen in my life, we will just offer a word of prayer, very short. And at this juncture, may I invite an actor, in fact an astute actor, Mr. Don Kay, to give the opening prayer.
For your favor before you and man. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Are you finished? Well, there is a rule in broadcasting that says keep it short and simple. So the keep is K, hold on, and then it is I, and then short is S, and then simple is S. What have I spelled? Kiss. Shall we blow him a kiss? And so whoever keeps their speeches short also, we just blow them a mighty kiss. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. Thanks so much. Before I invite the CEO and Executive Director of the DMF Productions, I would like to acknowledge the presence of a very, very important person to us, to DMF, and to Ghana, and to Nigeria. Before I introduce our chairman also, I would love to acknowledge the presence of Her Excellency, Mrs. Esther Adebola Arewa, Nigerian High Commission. Please give it up real high for her. Thank you. I've known her for just a few weeks, but she's an amazing person. We can call her mommy. You can see he's rising. He knows the reason why. I'll later on thank you for your immense support. And indeed, she came with her lovely husband, Pastor Arewa. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you very much. And also strongly accompanied by Mrs. Itoro Bankole. Thank you so much for coming. And then a man we call our father in the movie industry, Mr. David Donto. He's the chairman of the National Film Authority, an astute actor for that matter. He's one of the people who actually made me want to act way back in Obra, Osofudazi and Co. Thank you so much, David, for coming. I'm going to skip the wonderful man and invite him at the right time, introduce him at the right time. We also have seated at the high table Ambassador Oloye Oyeyemi Fatuyi. He's the president of the Yoruba community, Greater Accra. Please put it high for him, make it loud for him. And then he's accompanied by his lovely wife, Madame Carol Adams. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. As well as Black Rasta. Oh, he is an amazing entertainer. Black Rasta. That's his name. Thank you so much. Could you just write? Let's see you, please. Thank you. That is him. That is him. The powerhouse he is. Thank you very much. Take your seat. And then we also have Miss Candida Atite. She's a representative of Ambassador Erica Bennett, Head of Missions, Diaspora African Forum. Lovely lady here. I think you were the first to arrive. I salute you, madam. Thank you so much. And I will be also acknowledging the presence of Mr. Sylvanus Dauda. He's the Minister Extraordinary, Potentiary Nigerian High Commission. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Ambassador Prince Hilton is also here. God bless you for coming. And I will indeed be acknowledging more and more people. Thank you so much, colleagues from the media fraternity. I'm sure you will be taking good stories from here very soon. Without wasting much time, may I invite the executive director or producer of DMF Productions. He has to explain what all these is all about. And then from then, I will tell you what you are about to enjoy tonight. My name is Nanaya Ejari. You can call me the brand. And I'm an actress and also a broadcaster. I've been paid to talk, and that is what I'm doing with all pleasure. Destiny Austin Omo, please join me up for. Please put your hands together for him.
The executive of all Nigerian communities here in Ghana, the representative of DAF, representative of the UN, his ambassador, Peace Ambassador of Nigeria, His Excellency, sir, the Minister, We want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. My name is Destiny Austin Omon. I'm the CEO of DMF Production, and by God's grace, I'm the director and the producer of this movie. Before I go ahead, I want to use this opportunity to thank the Nigerian High Commission and all the members of the Nigerian mission that are present here today. I want to thank you for giving me all the support that I needed. You're making me fly, and I'm flying without wings. God bless you. I want to thank all the Nigerian communities here in Ghana. I thank you for the support. I thank you for always being beside me, behind me, and pushing me. God bless you. I want to thank all the actors and crew that make this possible. I say God bless you. I want to thank Ghana for accepting us in this land. God bless us all. DMF Production, it's a movie company that was established in 2013, and with a sole aim to build up young actors. When I came to Ghana, I needed opportunity and I wasn't getting one. So I told myself I'm going to create one, not only for myself, but for other people. And so far, DMF Production, this is our 6th movie we are shooting, and we usually bring the faces you don't know, we put them on screen and they perform magic. And this is one of the jobs we've done so far. Ogbozo is one of the best scripts I've ever written because it is a script that's after my heart. It came out of necessity. Out of necessity when I met some visitors that came from the US, and I followed them around and I realized that the things that were known for us were not known for them. So I had to go down and search more things that were not known for them that are known for us. And I came out with a few. SGM, female genital mutilation. It may sound so strange in your ears, but it happened. After watching this movie, you will understand why. And we also brought the issue of slavery in Africa and other issues that were around this Ogbozo movie. Ogbozo is a movie we wanted to showcase the best we can get in Africa. We got the best crew, we got the best location, and we needed a location whereby there was no electricity, there was no water, no electricity. We thought we were going to travel 100 miles, 200 miles to get it. It will shock you that just at Volta region, a few kilometers from the city, we were able to get a village without water or electricity. That is to tell you that we are privileged. If you live with water and electricity, you are very privileged. The village is like 2 hours from here. So they are not even far from us. So welcome to this conference and VIP movie premiere. I want to tell you that this is one of the best movies, not because I made it, but because we made it out of love for culture, out of love to bring the things that are happening to our African women, out of love to stop the taboos that are happening everywhere. So once again, I want to welcome you to this occasion, and I want to indulge your patience, and thank you for being patient with us all along. God bless you.
Well, God bless you. God bless you too, Executive Director and more. He is a writer, he is everything. And so we'll go straight forward to a few messages from our diplomatic corps, and then we'll move on to a few speeches, and then we'll go straight to watching Ogbozo, the Taboo Kingdom, so that you know what all this is all about, and trust me, you will have a wonderful time. Now, instead of item 13, our dinner ended up on 15. But it's okay, and so we are likely to have our dinner by 6 p.m. And trust me, I'll tell you what is on the menu, and you will enjoy it. Let me quickly acknowledge the presence of the first Vice President, as well as the General Secretary of the All Nigerian Communities. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for them. At this juncture, I will call to the podium Her Excellency, Mrs. Esther Adebola Arewa, Minister Councilor, Nigerian High Commission.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Africa, a continent of people of diverse tribes and ethnic groups, is a continent awash with ancient traditions and customs passed down from ancestors. Traditions and customs which sprang from various beliefs and superstitions, and has led to children being given tribal marks to signify tribe, girls being given out in marriage after their first menstruation, women being exposed to various forms of degrading treatments due to loss of spouses, people being labeled outcasts as a result of one sin or another, female genital mutilation, and what have you. With due respect to our ancestors, such traditions and codes and customs may have been established with good motives, such as, according to their beliefs, to cleanse the land from evil, to check promiscuity, to maintain discipline, or keep allegiance to tribe. However, it is expedient to note that some of these customs and traditions need to be re-examined, as they tend to cause more harm than good. This brings us to the topic of female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation, which involves the partial or total removal of external female genital. It causes injury to the female genital organs, and it has no medical nor health benefit to the victim. According to African fathers of old, it is believed to keep the girl child from being promiscuous. The belief, it has been discovered, has no scientific backing, but its practice has caused severe bleeding, psychological trauma, problems in urinating, and infections to girls and women. Furthermore, it has led to complications in childbirth and increased risk of newborn deaths. It's essential to know that female genital mutilation, which is known as FGM, is a violation of human rights of girls and women and should be vehemently condemned. It's a reflection of deep-rooted inequality between the genders, and it's a form of discrimination against women. It's a violation of the rights of children, as it is often than not carried out on minors. It's a violation of persons' right to health, security, and physical integrity. It's high time voices unite worldwide to condemn and fight for the total abolishment of this act, to keep it from being performed on generations yet unborn. I commiserate with all women all over Africa who have been robbed of their dignity due to the menace of this ancient custom. However, I implore all of them to forgive and let go of the past, but to bear in mind that the onus lies upon them all not to allow the repeat of the past on the helpless girl child. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Of a discussion in all parts of the world on many cultural malpractices which need to be eradicated totally. And there are many taboos that happen every single day. We would like to commend the team at Obozo concerning the movie for bringing forth and making their voices heard through the audio-visual medium, which is a medium by which everybody can relate to in our modern day. Female genital mutilation is one of them, and we stand in solidarity with you as part of the Diaspora African Forum in spreading the message worldwide that these practices need to come to an end. To the actors, to the sponsors, to everyone that came together to make this movie a success, we thank you, and we acknowledge that more needs to be done. So we urge you all to continue to make your voices heard. Congratulations to the team at DMF, and thank you everybody for standing in solidarity and supporting this program. Thank you.
and on. It was like music in our ears. But please do put your hands together for her again. The CEO of Chibet Group of Companies. And Chibet is made up of Chibet Mother Care Ghana, Chibet Farms Ghana, West Coast Entertainment Ghana, Chibet Aluminium Ghana, Ivory Vision Collage Ghana, Ezeigo Ghana Foundation Ghana, Chibet Oil Ghana, Fruto Ghana, and on and on and on. Chibet Oil Company Nigeria, Port Harcourt, and so much more. He is indeed a philanthropist, and when I say a philanthropist, I'm talking about feeding almost a whole community. Everybody come and eat. And the type of heart he has is what has endeared a lot of us, both Nigerians and Ghanaians in Ghana, to really, to him, paying homage to him in his presence, out of his presence. He's an amazing person. I am talking about no other person to chair this august occasion, but His Royal Majesty as a Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Jude Ihenetu. He's the Ezeigo Ghana, that is the King of Igbo community in Ghana. Your Royal Majesty, he is the chairman, and I must tell you that we are privileged. And indeed, I'm honored to be the one introducing you, sir. I would say I'm not ready to do so. Thank you so much for coming in your mighty regalia to grant this occasion. At this juncture, I'll hand over his microphone to him as he gives us the chairman's opening remarks. A round of applause for him again, please. Thank you very much.
And all protocol observed. We are here to support the film that our brother created. Filmmaking is a creation, something that you imagine and you bring it to life. If you don't imagine, you cannot bring it to life. Many a times I see filmmakers as those that see picture, things they create, things they bring out on the screen in your various homes can change people's lives. A lot of problems come our way, but there are some movies when you watch it, your problem will be solved. There are some problems when you watch movies, it looks as if they are talking to you. Someone sit down to create these things. Someone sit down to think about it. So what do we do to support them? We support them by purchasing their movie. We support them not just only money, but encourage them in all the areas you can. You might have the opportunity to make this movie the best in Nigeria, the best in Africa, the best in America, the best in Europe, in Asia. Just go ahead and do it. You might not put in money, but your connections and your contacts can make this movie the best in Africa, in the whole world. God bless you for coming. Sit down and enjoy the movie. God bless you.
Thank you very much. And don't forget to put to him, His Royal Majesty. I didn't see that kiss. No, I'll take it. I didn't see. He kept it short and simple. And a kiss goes to him. Thank you so much. Very much. In the meantime, enjoy some music from a one-man band that we call him Charlie Man Entertainment. Charlie Man?
Use your time, no guesses. It's all I know the way. But use your time, do better thing. Money do better thing. Money will come. To what I tell you so when I know. Time the money walk, time the money. But use your time. Go waka, go gossip, small another man. Use your time, do better thing. Money no they come from everywhere, but do better thing. Money go come. Do what I tell you so. When I know, when I know, when I know. or never. You must win it or you lose it forever. Listen, America is now or never. You must win it or you must keep it for good. Africa is now or never. You have to win it or you must lose it forever. Nigeria is now or never. You must win it or you must keep it for good.
Mama, thank you so much. May God bless you. And Mr. Silvanus Dauda, he's the Minister Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary, Nigerian High Commission. I hope I'm forgiven, Mama. Oh, she's so sweet. Thank you so much. And like I did say, after the next speech, we are going to be watching Ogbozo, the Taboo Kingdom, after which there will be brief question and answer session, and then we zoom straight to the dining table because I am so famished. At this juncture, the National Film Authority was formed to, among so many other things, to put the film industry in Ghana on a very high pedestal. And to tell us more about it is a speech from Mr. David Donto. He's the chairman of the National Film Authority, the NFA, as well as an astute actor from old, having featured in a lot of international and local projects worldwide and in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. David Donto.
Thank you very much, Renea. Chair for the occasion, Your Royal Majesty, Igbo King in Ghana, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, actors, filmmakers, friends of film, and the media here assembled. I wish to bring you greetings from National Film Authority. It's quite heartwarming to be part of such a wonderful occasion because minus film, National Film Authority will not exist. And these are some of the things that really recognize our presence in communities, in societies, in countries, and also on international platforms. And that's why some of us have found ourselves here on this occasion. I wish to thank DMF so much for inviting me to be part of this wonderful occasion. I'm supposed to speak to the future of African film distribution in Africa. It's a topic that is actually a good meal for an occasion by itself, but I will try to do a very brief sampling of what I understand and believe to be the essence of this subject. We normally talk about future as if future is far away. We've forgotten that yesterday precursed today, and today will precurse tomorrow, which is the future. So the future has always been with us. And so there is actually no future, so to speak. Future has been identified as an element in the human realm. It's human beings who think about the future. So many other creations do not actually know what is called the future. But we want to talk about future because we want to continue our existence on this planet. And that is why we think about the future. We make films to actually help document our lives as a people for future generations to see. However, it's people who make these films. And filmmaking, you know, we have pre-production, production, and post-production. And after post-production, there is something called making capital out of the culture that we have made. And that is the selling of the film. And the selling of the film involves the distribution of the film. We say that if something needs to be seen, then it must be seen. If it must be seen, then how does it get seen? When you make a film and you tell a story, you need an audience, and that is why we have theater. We call it theater because there are audience. There are people there who are patronizing what you're doing. And so, as we know, film is actually a descendant of theater. If it is a descendant of theater, then it also needs patrons, it needs audience, it needs people to see it. And again, it brings into focus the reason why we need to distribute. And so, thinking about distributing, what do we see as the future of the distribution of film in Africa, or African films for that matter? Film exploitation starts from its exhibition, showing the film, previously and until very recently in cinema theaters. Even though it's still there, it's not gone. From there to television, and in very recent times, and especially on the internet, perhaps the largest medium of distribution of film these days. It is only important for us to recognize these various levels or areas of distribution of film. However, many a time, not even as filmmakers or as practitioners in the industry, but as countries, we have not actually seen film as economic capital. I'm very happy that Nigeria is taking a lead in this area on the continent, making film tell, not just stories, not just documenting history and culture, but also telling the world that film can make money and can communicate. What people used to colonize us, part of it is film. And the same film can also be used to decolonize our minds. And so it is very important that we see film as an element for our development. Now, distribution of films in Africa, unfortunately, because we have placed so little importance on film, we have actually not made film really tell the economic value, the cultural value that it has, that it serves its communities. We have not made that happen for Africa. Let me use the example of Black Panther. In very recent times in our modern history, Black Panther has been one black film that has broken records, that has made very wonderful impact as a film. Of course, because of the quality, but even more essentially because of the value they placed on distributing the film. We should not forget that until it was out there on the internet and people could actually watch it, Americans had streamed to theaters to view Black Panther. A film that made gross profits topping $2 billion. Should tell African countries that there is money in film, there is value in film, there is quality in film. And film does wonderful things. It's both a resource and also a product, and that is the potential that film has. And so if we will see it that way, it will help us in helping filmmakers to make films. But coming back to distribution, if we are to distribute films, we first think about the theaters, think about television, think about the internet. What are we as African countries doing as a continent? I know that we had PANA and some other continental OTNA, some other continental distribution agencies that were showing African films. They were actually media that were showing African films across the continent. Now, DSTV and of course some African television stations are doing that. But that is not enough, because people must really build the momentum of patronizing the film from the grassroots. And that grassroots is seeing the film in the theaters. And that is why it is very important that we encourage, circuits, theater circuits on the continent, that an African filmmaker releases a film, it can actually go through this circuit on the continent. If, for instance, it goes through 1,000 cinema theaters on the continent, and it makes $1,000 from each, circuit place on the continent. At the end of the year, that filmmaker who may have used, let's say, $500,000 would have made $1 million. And it will be a very huge step forward. That is step one. Then we come to television. Television, has been very powerful medium for a very long time. Internet is the one that's trying to usurp the value and quality and the functions of television. But television still remains television. Television will be there because they will keep screening things that filmmakers do and put them out there to inform, educate, and entertain, and also instruct our people in what they do. Now, they said the best form of delivery is done before it is made. In thinking about distribution, you should also think about quality. You should also think about benchmarks. You should also think about aspects that will make the film consumable, acceptable, and easily talked about by people, because the best form of publication or promotion is by word of mouth. And that is why the cinema theater comes first. Now, if we are able to, as a continent, do that, we'll be so encouraged, especially by our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. That's why I'm happy that the Diaspora African Forum is represented here. You know, Africans in the diaspora and Africans on the continent actually make a very sizable number of people who patronize films. People started making films, Indians, Chinese, Americans, the British, Europeans, and they saw Africa as a huge market. It is our market, and we have to seize that market and make the best of that market for ourselves. If that be the case, then why don't we as a continent try to organize in such a way as to make a film have a certain currency, run around the continent, inform ourselves, entertain ourselves, engage ourselves in so many aspects of development that will help the new generation coming. And so, if it's about distribution of films on the African continent, that is how we should see it. Every country will find its own way of doing it, but that is not enough. Because Africa, the whole of Africa, we are less than 2 billion. And we will need to have a lot more numbers to make a lot more money. Filmmaking is a capital-intensive industry. If you make a film and you lose, as in you make losses in the sale of the film, you won't have money to put it back again to make new films. And this is where governments must also support. I'm very happy that our chairperson, His Royal Majesty, is one of the people who is seriously following the making of films. And it will go a long way to help us in actually bringing up the quality of films so that when it comes to the distribution of these films, we will not be found wanting. We will get a lot more people to be interested in Africa. Africa has all what it takes. Where civilization started, and like some people will say, where civilization also ended. We know everything from creation to date. We have all the best stories. We have all the best things that we can think of, and yet we only must translate these things into film for people to know, because as we define it, film is the finest images, limitless medium. There is no limit to the potential that film can make for African countries. And therefore, distribution of our films is one major element that we should look at. As National Film Authority, part of our work is to oversee and regulate and do many other things, including helping with the distribution of films. And we, in our capacity, even though we are that very young, we do our best to make sure that distribution of African films in Ghana actually becomes a reality and becomes something that we will all cherish. And this is where Ogbozo, as a film, starts as one of the major steps that we can take towards having an African film distribution system that embraces the entire continent. And here I will appeal to AU. The AU must wake up, because film is a major tool that the continental body can actually precase its use and development for the people of Africa. I'm so happy to have been here, and I believe that Ogbozo will not be the last. We shall be seeing more and more Ogbozo in this, not only in Ghana, not only in Nigeria, but across the entire continent of Africa, and also to Africans in the diaspora, because Africa is the home of the human being. I thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
we talk about film in Ghana, perhaps I'll say Africa as well. Thank you so much, Mr. David Donto, for that speech.
The MC, the chair for the occasion, His Royal Majesty, permit me to stand on the existing protocol to address you this evening on the premiering of a very important movie, Ogbozo. I also want to extend to you the warm regards of the UN Resident Coordinator. He is the head of the UN agencies in Ghana. Indeed, he would have loved to be here, but for some competing schedules, he requested that I step in his foot at the very last hour. So please do take the special greetings from the UN Resident Coordinator. At the UN, issues on female genital mutilation is of very importance to us because it's at the heart of human development. It's about human dignity. And it's on this reason that we would be happy to be here to share a word or two. And also to congratulate DMF, the event organizers, because this is theater for development. Just like our esteemed David Donto said, we can use theater to advance African development issues. And I will respectfully take on the call to the AU and international bodies to recognize theater as a very key tool in advancing development on the continent. And also push DMF a bit to say that there are recent global frameworks that have been enacted on development, like the SDGs, that addresses some key issues of development, and it will be good to see how we can use theater as a vehicle to champion some of the issues raised. On that note, my task here is quite simple, is to discuss how we end female genital mutilation on the continent and what we can do. So this came to me at the very last hour, but there are some few points I've put together which I want to share with you this evening. So first, we'll have to look at strengthening of existing laws and legislation. Ghana has taken the lead to criminalize female genital mutilations, but there is a lot to be done in terms of awareness, in terms of building knowledge around the issue among professionals and actors who work in the space. This can be found in the Criminal and Other Offences Act, where female genital mutilation is outlawed, but then, like I said, we need to strengthen the legislation in terms of improving knowledge about the laws, and then also raising a very key issue that was missed in the legislation in terms of reporting. So the offense is targeted at those procuring the process of FGM, and then also the participants. But then those witnessing and who fail to report is probably not well captured. And we want to have this much more explicit in the law. And this probably will relate to all other African continents, the African countries that are looking at outlawing FGM. It's important that we look at the entire chain in terms of those who are involved in the act, those who are participating, those who are witnessing and fail to report, should as well be dealt with under the law. Again, we would also want to raise issues around cross-border FGM, where because Ghana has outlawed and other countries have not, it becomes very convenient for others to cross the borders, to go and have the session and then come back in country. It's important that the law shines some light on this practice so that we can effectively address issues of cross-border practice of FGM. Furthermore, we would also want to raise issues around awareness among health professionals. What we have seen is that in the past, this has been practice that has been undertaken by what we probably call in Ghana as wanzam, as people who patrol our homes every day, undertaking this act. But then what is happening in other countries is that medical professionals are also taking this practice up and trying to say they are having it under a controlled scheme where they are reducing pain and what have you. But in fact, there is nothing like a proper FGM. It is not good, it must be outlawed, and therefore we need to raise awareness among medical professionals that when this is happening, we need to report it. It's very important that we need to report it. We need to build capacity of judges and lawyers who sit on some of these cases to have a full understanding of the issues around FGM so they can adequately address the issues as they come before them in the courts. Adequate support and protection for victims, as well as witnesses who would volunteer to report. Because there have been instances where people have witnessed, have tried to report, but because the practice has community endorsement in some localities, it's difficult for you to come out to say, I'm reporting, and the community will turn a blind eye to you. Most of the time they become victims, they are targeted in whatever they do in the community. So it's very important that we protect people who do come up to share light on this. And most importantly will be the making available safe spaces. Safe spaces for people who are running away from this practice, safe spaces for people who are witnessing and reporting but are afraid that they may be attacked in the local community. We need to provide shelters for them, we need to provide safe spaces for them. And then also, we need emergency lines. Already UNFPA, through the UN system, has supported the Ministry of Gender to make available a hotline where issues around FGM and even sexual and gender-based violence can be reported. So it's very important that we make these lines available and make sure it's well-manned, and once people call, we can attend to their aid. Finally, permit me to end this few points I've raised with you by drawing your attention that on November 25th is what we call the 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence. And this is a period of 16 days where UN, together with its partners, will raise awareness around sexual and gender-based violence. And this includes FGM. And this year, the Ministry of Gender will be celebrating 16 days of activism with the theme, Accelerate Action to Prevent SGBV in the Wake of COVID-19, the Role of Sustainable Funding. So this is the theme for this year. Now I would want to extend an invitation to all of you to partake in all the activities that the ministry will be rolling out. It's very important that we as actors, we as people, stakeholders in development through theater, are able to pick up some of these issues from the national level and then amplify it for the necessary action. So on this note, Mr. Chair, permit me to bring my presentation to an end. I don't want to be the person standing between you and the very beautiful movie, Agbozo. So thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity granted the UN to be here this evening. Please have a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Eric Kwame Akume, Technical Assistant of the UN Gender Team. One more very brief speech, and then we go into about 25 to 30 minutes of the movie. And let me quickly announce that after the few views, if you want to watch the entire, because you will want to watch the entire movie, you could stay for the 7 p.m. premiere. And that is 7 p.m. It's going for 2 good hours. But for now, we can't give you 2 hours of that. Let me welcome to the podium Mr. Ken Fiati. He's the president of Screen Actors Guild, a wing of the Ghana Actors Guild. Please put your hands together for him. And I see the actors getting up, because without them we are not. Without them we are not. Thank you so much, Mr. Ken Fiati.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Gag. Just one response, and that shows that we have a problem. That shows we have a problem. Because GAG is just Ghana Actors Guild, and that's what we have for actors.
No, we need here. You can say it again, we will respond.
Peter, did you heard? Peter, you heard?
No.
Okay. That basically shows that we have a problem. I want to respect the high table and everybody here present. My word is simple, that in this nation there is a Ghana Actors Guild, and the Ghana Actors Guild is responsible for actors in this country. The Screen Actors Guild is just an offshoot of the Ghana Actors Guild. What we are saying basically is that in the Ghana Actors Guild, we have the theater societies, we have Concert Party, we have Dunenyo, we have Gatramat, we have all the other bodies. So when it comes to the issues of screen, we have never in the past had any group that speaks to screen issues in this country. And so when Samuel Fisher became president, he thought it wise for us to have a wing like that to take care of screen issues. I want to crave your indulgence that with the Act 935 in effect, I'm happy our chair is here, our very hard-working chair. I've met him in a lot of dark night meetings, all in the interest of the industry. Chair, today we're still at Parliament trying to push through the Creative Arts Bill. What we are saying basically is that there's a lot of work going on to ensure that the structures that are needed to put film in its right pedestal is being done for us as a industry, so to say. I shudder to call it an industry because it is not an industry in my estimation, and it can't be an industry. But we need to be part of bodies that are legally mandated so that our word can also be taken seriously. He's been working so hard, like I said. I'm happy to see a representative and a worker from the National Film Authority here with us. We need to support these bodies. We need to ensure that everything that needs to be done to make them viable for our interest is done. So if you haven't registered as a member of any of these groups, please do so, because very soon, when the LI, which is the legislative instrument that empowers the Act 935 of 2016, comes into effect, some of us might not be able to practice. And don't blame anybody when we get there, but let's avoid getting there. Having said that, I want to say that I always ask myself, what is the motivation for somebody to want to produce a film in this era? It has to take great passion, great love for what you do, for you to do a thing like that. And I think we need to doff our hats off for the executive producer and the team that worked on Ogozo. I have been following the recording of this from the shoot, from time. Somebody showed me a script and I thought it was a very good one. I still would want to see what came out of it, but I want to believe that the director did a good job with it, with a little snippets of it that I have seen. So please, let us do everything that we can to support Ghana Film. Ghana Film can be back on its feet. Let's do everything that we can to support African films, because we have the stories, we have the technical know-how, and we have the ability to become what we have to be. I want to say thank you very much for inviting me. God richly bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You can do that better. A round of applause. And now for the moment we've been waiting for, Mr. Chairman, His Royal Majesty, the Chargé d'Affaires and Acting High Commissioner of the Nigerian High Commission, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, various associations of the Nigerian community gathered here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and fellow colleagues of the media. Shall we have the lights off, and may I have your permission, Mr. Chairman, for us to screen about 25 minutes of Ogozo, the Taboo Kingdom. And after that, His Royal Majesty has a message for you. And so, let the movie begin.
Selassie, tell me everything. What did they do to you? Tell me.
Mean to make control. We are ho wahanum say. A mamma nesansu ye hintasem. Me catcher wa me to me woo.
Debbie, and you're no cray. Woo. She omubwa, and ya mamre biao. A ya bosom sem.
Please put your hands together as they come up front. Mr. Blackmore Ayevo and Nuchuka Comfort, all in Keta, Francis Avoduyu, and so on and so forth. Eti Bedi, Kefti Mawenya Sosabi, and Sena Lavion, and our own director, producer, Destiny Austin Omo was also in the movie. I'm sure you saw him and you were so elated. Thank you so much, and so I'll hand over the microphone. Please put your hands together. So these and more, including myself, let me come in here. Yes. All right, so these and more made the movie possible, of course. I will hand over the microphone to Peter Ritchie. He has a few words to say. Very short.
Thank you very much. I just want to stand on behalf of my co-artists. In fact, the director producer is here, so I don't know if I should still call him co-actor. Anyways, okay. So whilst he's here with us, I just want to say thank you very much for coming to watch this. We haven't finished showing the movie. So like the MC said, if you really want to finish it, please just be around with us so you can have a gist of what we're trying to say. It's a very good story to have all this cast, especially one of our seasoned actors here with us. That should tell you how great this story is. And we're praying that this will cross the boundaries of Ghana and to enter everywhere that it's supposed to go to, so that the story that we're trying to share with each and every one across the globe would get to know what we're really talking about. I mean, the lead cast is here, and Andrew, thank you so much for leading us. I mean, Ghanaian man speaking some English from America. A round of applause for him. He's doing so well. And we just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming, each and every one of you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Please take your seats. And to a very, very touching bit of the program, I'm sure you saw the village. As you saw the village, so it was. And there's a session where I'll call the chairman, His Royal Majesty, Ambassador Dr. Chukwudi Jude Iheledu, the King of the Igbo community in Ghana, to just tell you something small that you need to hear. Please put your hands together as he rises majestically. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, I'm representing Nigeria. Representing Nigerians in Ghana, God bless you. My minister, all protocol observed. In life, we are all fortunate to be in Accra, Ghana. Some that live in the urban areas. It's by the special grace of God we are all there. Those that are in various villages, it is not a mistake that their parents get back to them over there. But we, in urban areas, they need us for their life to change. We don't know what they're gonna be. Nobody knows. If you look at very well back home, or many years ago, decades ago, you will realize that most of the leaders came from rural areas. Even the immediate past president of America, President Barack Obama, came from a very poor home. The father was just a student that went to America to study. With the history, the father was sponsored by the entire village for him to go to America to study. So apparently you can see that he's a product of poverty. But today, he ruled the world for 8 years. Not just America. Anybody that is the president of America is the president of the world. He ruled the world. Now, same thing to many other leaders and rulers all over the world. Now in this village, I understand from my brother that there is no single classroom in that village. No single classroom. I can understand that's the reason why in this film, the little girl said that she's going to Accra for school, right? Wonderful. And the Ghanaian American also said there's no network over there, right? So, it means that these people need me and you. Education is power. Without education, I don't think that I and you can communicate right now. We're all speaking English for we to communicate to each other. It's teachers that take us through education. because we attended classrooms. That is why we can communicate to each other. And these people cannot remain there in the village without being updated in what is going on today in the world. So I want each one of us here to be part of cleanup in that village. Not just clean up to clean the village, but clean up to bring something new into the village. That is education. Education is the only power for today, tomorrow, and forever. The more we're educated, the more we can achieve greater things. Looking at what my brother and his team want here, they want to do 6 classrooms to bring education in this village. At least from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school, that's what you can do. At the same time, there is no water there. Water is life. Most of us here right now, if we stay here for the next 2-3 hours, if there's no water, we'll be testing. We can even faint because of water. And from the movie, I also observed when the villagers went to the stream to fetch water. I think that's what you want to show, right? So, think about it. The kind of water I and you use to flush our toilets. Clean water from Ghana Water Corporation. Clean water from the boreholes that we also that are home in the various houses. Now, if these people are drinking that water, you should know that guinea worm will have a space in their body to live. You will know that sicknesses and diseases will have a place in their body to live. And they will not be strong as I and you are. Though those in the village, because there is no, those in the village, they go to farm, they move to long distance, it's automatic exercise they are doing. We know they are very strong on that. But I think providing water for them is a blessing. I want you for us to be part of this vision that these people have here. Now,
please put your hands together as they come up front. Mr. Blackmore Ayevo and Nuchuka Comfort, all in Keta, Francis Avoduyu, and so on and so forth. Eti Bedi, Kefti Mawenya Sosabi, and Sena Lavion, and our own director, producer, Destiny Austin Omo was also in the movie. I'm sure you saw him and you were so elated. Thank you so much, and so I'll hand over the microphone. Please put your hands together. So these and more, including myself, let me come in here. Yes. All right, so these and more made the movie possible, of course. I will hand over the microphone to Peter Ritchie. He has a few words to say. Very short.
Thank you very much. I just want to stand on behalf of my co-artist. The director producer is here, so I don't know if I should still call him co-actor. Anyways, okay. So whilst he's here with us, I just want to say thank you very much for coming to watch this. We haven't finished showing the movie. So like the MC said, if you really want to finish it, please just be around with us so you can have a gist of what we're trying to say. It's a very good story to have all this cast, especially one of our seasoned actors here with us. That's to tell you how great this story is. And we're praying that this will cross the boundaries of Ghana and to enter everywhere that it's supposed to go to, so that the story that we're trying to share with each and every one across the globe would get to know what we're really talking about. I mean, the lead cast is here, and Andrew, thank you so much for leading us. I mean, Ghanaian man speaking some English from America. A round of applause for him. He's doing so well. And we just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming, each and every one of you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Please take your seats. And to a very, very touching bit of the program, I'm sure you saw the village. As you saw the village, so it was. And there's a session where I'll call the chairman, His Royal Majesty, Ambassador Dr. Chukwudi Jude Ihene Du, the King of the Igbo Community in Ghana, to just tell you something small that you need to hear. Please put your hands together as he rises majestically. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, I'm Modern, representing Nigeria. Representing Nigerians in Ghana, God bless you. My minister, all protocol observed. In life, we are all fortunate to be in Accra, Ghana. Some that live in the urban areas. It's by the special grace of God we are all there. Those that are in various villages, it is not a mistake that their parents get back to them over there. But we in urban areas, they need us for their life to change. We don't know what they're gonna be. Nobody knows. If you look at very well back home, or many years ago, decades ago, you will realize that most of the leaders came from rural areas. Even the immediate past president of America, President Barack Obama, came from a very poor home. The father was just a student that went to America to study. With the history, the father was sponsored by the entire village for him to go to America to study. So apparently you can see that he's a product of poverty. But today, he ruled the world for 8 years. Not just America. Anybody that is the president of America is the president of the world. He ruled the world. Now, same thing to many other leaders and rulers all over the world. Now in this village, I understand from my brother that there is no single classroom in that village. No single classroom. I can understand that's the reason why in this film, the little girl said that she's going to Accra for school, right? Wonderful. And the Ghanaian American also said there's no network over there, right? So, it means that these people need me and you. Education is power. Without education, I don't think that I and you can communicate right now. We're all speaking English for we to communicate to each other. It's teachers that take us through education. Because we attended classrooms, that's why we can communicate to each other. And these people cannot remain there in the village without being updated in what is going on today in the world. So I want each one of us here to be part of cleanup in that village. Not just clean up to clean the village, but clean up to bring something new into the village. That is education. Education is only power for today, tomorrow, and forever. The more we're educated, the more we can achieve greater things. Looking at what my brother and his team want here, they want to do 6 classrooms to bring education in this village. At least from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school, that's what you can do. At the same time, there is no water there. Water is life. Most of us here right now, if we stay here for the next 2-3 hours, if there's no water, we'll be thirsty. We can even faint because of water. And from the movie, I also observed when the villagers went to the stream to fetch water. I think that's what you want to show, right? So, think about it. The kind of water I and you use to flush our toilets. Clean water from Ghana Water Corporation. Clean water from the boreholes that we also that are home in the various houses. Now, if these people are drinking that water, you should know that guinea worm will have a space in their body to live. You will know that sicknesses and diseases will have a place in their body to live. And they will not be strong as I and you are. Though those in the village, because there is no, those in the village, they go to farm, they move to long distance, it's automatic exercise they are doing. We know they are very strong on that. But I think providing water for them is a blessing. I want you for us to be part of these
vision that these people have here. Now,
All right, thank you so much. We'll take the very first question, please.
So my name is Terry Wonder from Shine Publications, and I'd like to know why, or what is the motivation for using different languages in the movie?
Motivation for using different languages, sir? Please answer it for us.
Question. First of all, we needed a movie that can travel. We needed a movie that can be able to represent Ghana and Africa. Last year, we had 2 nominations from Ghana and Nigeria in the Oscars. We had Azali and we had Lionheart, right? Lionheart was disqualified, right? And the reason they disqualified it, according to them, is because they said it had too much of English in it, right? That day, Xylophone called me and I had an interview on it. And I told them, I really didn't believe it's because of English, because they argue that Pidgin English is English. But when we were in school in Nigeria, if you speak Pidgin English, you are being punished for it. So, if Pidgin English is English, right? So why do you translate Pidgin English? Why do we do movies in Pidgin and you ask us to translate it? So when I saw that, I said, okay, since this is your criteria, I'm going to do my next movie and I'll make sure it's less than 10% English. Before I got this story, I told myself, I said I was going to do that. So when this story came, I said, this is the opportunity. If we do only Ewe, some people may want to claim it. I was being careful for nobody to claim the movie and tell me this is my culture. I was very, very particular about that because it happens everywhere. In fact, when I was doing research about FGM, I didn't get any article from Ghana. The only clue I got was from Tanzania, and there was nothing detailed about it. So I was very, very particular before someone would say, this is my movie, this is my culture. That was why I stretched that language. At least the Yoruba people enjoyed it. The Ghanaians, they had something to take home. Exactly. The Ewe had something to take home. Twi and everybody. I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
Final question.
I'm Latif from Metro TV. My first question is about the main inspiration behind the whole movie. What inspired you to pick such an angle to write something like this? And then also the second is, what were your main challenges in putting together such a movie?
People to believe in me. I stand here today in tears because people never believed we were going to shoot this. So the biggest challenge I had was for people to believe that this is possible even after scripting it. That was the biggest challenge. Even the actors, the cast, the crew, they never believed we would achieve it. So that was my biggest challenge. Because I was seeing the film and nobody was seeing it. People were thinking I was mad, I've gone nuts. And they were telling me, how do you want to achieve this in Ghana? So that was my first biggest challenge. For you to believe that this is possible was my first challenge. Then I'll go to what your second question said.
What inspired you?
My inspiration. When we had the year of return, right? I had some visitors that came from the US. They came from Arizona to visit us. And I was opportune to take them around for like a month. For that 1 month we were going around, I was watching them. I realized some of the things that were known to us were not known to them. We went somewhere and one of the ladies took, a lady selling pure water, sachet water. She took it from her head and put it on her own head just to feel how it looks like carrying something on your head. She's never done it before. So I looked at it and I said, there are so many other things that are known to us that are not known to them. Let me go in search of it. So as I was searching those things that are not known to them, I saw these few teams, FGM, and other things. So I think that's the inspiration. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Owner of Fruto. Fruto has been sponsoring us for as long as we started doing movies. There's something Fruto did that I want to say right here today. I shot a movie before lockdown. I was supposed to premiere this movie in April. Then coronavirus hit us. We could not premiere. But Fruto alone sponsored that movie that was shown on Metro TV. How many of us remember that movie that was premiered on Metro TV? And people started calling me, brother, how you take one? It was Fruto that did it. So please, this man has been behind me. God bless us.
Thank you very much. So there is no sugar in it. There is no water in it. It's
100% organic. And we have pineapple ginger, we have pineapple carrot, we have passion, and we have mixed fruit, 5 fruits together. So you are welcome. This is 100% Ghanaian product. And by the special grace of God, 2021 will be in high level of commercial need of it. God bless you all. There is something I forgot to talk about when I was talking about what I understand in the movie, but I think the producer just said it. I can see there's 3 or 4 different African local languages over there. And that is why I said that creative artists are those that see tomorrow. They project the world. Because what you imagine, you bring it on board, you project it, they'll be able to see it happening. So in this movie, anywhere you are, as long as you're an African, one way or the other, you enjoy either the culture or the language in it. So I also encourage more for we to use more of our local language. So many things I will do. Because when we talk about culture, your language is your culture. What makes you who you are is your language. What gladdens your heart is your language, anywhere you are. Let's, for instance, we are all right here now in America or something. As soon as we hear somebody that speaks your language, whether it's in Ghana, Igbo, Akan, or whatever, you'll be so happy. And so that is my brother, that is my sister, because of the language there. So we should also encourage our children, sons and daughters. We should let them know, because from our home is where we put up education to our children. What is that education? Our local language. In school, they can acquire that education. But back home, we are the ones that are going to put that in their mind. Our local language, very important. We should please never forget about this. We can't just raise our children only just in English language. But we can see that in our various homes, we must, teach our children our local language. Let them know our culture. Those cultures that is not positive, we should not teach our children. But those cultures that will change the life of our people, because Africa is the home of culture. Like my brother, Uncle Dave said, listen, Africa is where the technology, the world begins, and this is where it's gonna end. I tell people the next 20 years, the next destination is Africa, because we'll have everything that it takes to make Africa a great nation. So please, let us unite together, protect our continent, and be a brass keeper. And my brother Destin and your crew, we thank you so much for putting this together. You have educated us what we don't know, or what we know but we refuse to put it in practice. So this thing just taught us. We put it in our mind and make sure that our parents back home will not continue repeating this, because it's not the best for us. God bless you and thank you very much.
God bless you too, Daddy. May I call you Daddy at this moment, because that is what he has been to us. I'm sure he would love to take his leave now. But please, thank him before he goes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, Chairman, His Royal Majesty, King of the Igbo community in Ghana. Thank you very much. The distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the media fraternity, thank you all very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the specific thanks also, of course, very specific thanks to His Royal Majesty for his support of DMF Productions and for providing us in Ghana with the refreshment in the form of Fruto juice. Make sure you all get Fruto juice before you go or wherever you see it. Now, Charge d'Affaires, Acting High Commissioner, thank you very much. Nigerian High Commissioner for your support of DMF Productions for all this time. And of course to all of you who have taken time out of your precious time out of your day to come and share this special moment with us. We do not take it for granted. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew Adote. And please go well, His Royal Majesty. Shall we invite Ambassador Oloye Oyeyemi Batuyi, President of the Yoruba Community Greater Accra, to share a word of prayer and a short message with us. Please, kindly put your hands together. This is the very last item. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. God bless you all. Please, you can see to it. Let's just have a short prayers now. To God Almighty, the Creator of heaven and earth, we thank you for a great day that you have made and we are glad in it. Almighty God, God of our ancestors, God of our fathers, we pray at this moment, let this project become household name. Let this project go far beyond where we expected it. Father, Lord in heaven,